All right. Think we're live. Yeah, looks like we're live. Let's make sure that it's catching up correctly. It says waiting.
Hope so.
It says waiting, but we're not waiting. There it is. All right. So we are
hello.
Live. Oh, hello, everyone. Everything sound okay? No doubling, no nothing like that, nothing weird?
A little bit closer to the mic than normal, so
yeah.
That's weird.
You can back up a little bit if you want, but
no,
you
if
don't
you
need
prefer.
to. No, I mean, it's up to you. I think we sound okay.
Yeah, not too shabs.
So,
Just
what's going on,
myself.
guys? Let me... Oh, you know what? I might be doubled right now. Hang on. I think I need to... Yep, I need to... Yep, I'm doubled. There we go. No more doubling. Sorry, guys. All right. Doubling is gone.
Seeing double vision.
Make sure you guys tell me everything sounds good now, not doubled and all that good stuff.
Mm-hmm. And how?
Sounds good. Okay, movie Mike.
Fright Dans. I'm trying to say Fright Fans in there. You're making me say Fright Dans.
Fright Dans.
Auto correct.
So we have a lot to discuss tonight.
Absolutely, and we've already discussed quite the bit.
We have indeed.
The ups and downs
so
of the
echo, echo. Robert, let me know that the echo goes away because I knew the echo was going to happen. Right, better now. Okay, cool. So
sweet.
Let's shout out the people that are here. We got Movie Mike in the chat. We got Javier Lerma in the chat. Robert the Wolfman. Michael M.
We miss you,
Nero DeMoz is in the chat. We got Frederick Williams, author. Great to see you guys. Great to see you as well. Tony Tickles. Phoenix Suns bad, Celtics more better team. Oh boy.
Well, I was about to say that's kind of the equivalent of that old sketch where it was like Napster bad, Metallica good, Napster bad. Hey man, they were on a road trip. They had missing players. I'm not tripping about it. We beat that ass early in the season, so that's about. Hey, I think the Celtics are a lot better than their record, and I have family in Cambridge, so I like the Celtics.
We got Tom Cabler in the chat. Everything is great. Eobard Thon in the chat. You guys are so money. Thank you very much. Earlier we had
but we don't
Cinema
even know
Drum video. Yo, what's Boogie?
So money and we don't even know
Terror Reels earlier on. Oh, okay. Let's see. All right, and then Relax and Unwind was early on as well. So, what's going on, guys? Yeah, Tony Tickles. I like your name. That's a really fun name.
Who's the tickle monster? Who wants a mustache ride? I do.
All right, so we have a lot to discuss, you guys.
That we do.
Lots to discuss. At least 12 different selections and more if we want to get into sort of some runners-up and whatnots. Mm-hmm. But let's get into it, Fuego.
Almost ready.
Almost ready? All right, you tell me when you're ready. We're still letting everyone filter in.
Just trying to share it on the Twitters as well as the Facebookies.
While you do that, I'm going to go ahead and open up some of the things I got here in the mail.
Since you don't know what they are.
Because I ordered myself some stuff and I forgot what I ordered myself. So
it's always kind of fun. It keeps it exciting.
Let's check it out. Got to be careful though, right?
SK Fan 19 says good evening, guys. Well,
okay. Yep. The third volume of Batman Year One. I don't have this yet. I have the first 2 volumes, but not volume 3, so I picked that up for myself.
That's a recent thing, right?
Relatively, yeah. I think it came out last year.
Well, because I know I have Year 1 and then I have Year 2, which
this is all Earth 1. Earth 1, Volume 1, 2, and 3.
Okay, I thought you said
it's complete alternate.
I thought you said Year 1. So
no, alternate universe situation.
Yeah,
and then I got a heavier package here.
Significantly heavier, in fact.
And let's open this up and see what we got. Always keep a knife by the desk because of the unboxings. So, okay, this is something that I've been excited about for a long time. So, well, first let me do this. So this is Volume 2 of the Green Lantern Earth 1 series.
Oh, okay.
So I don't have this one yet. I'm excited to read this as well. And then we got the complete Luther Strode series, which is by Justin Jordan, who is one of my favorite comic writers because he does so many different things. He does an excellent book called Reaver. He did a wonderful book called Spread, which was basically The Thing as it was taking over the entire world.
Oh, yes.
And he started with Luther Strode, which I've never actually read. So this is the complete color collection of Luther Strode, and it's about a nerdy guy that basically gets Herculean powers. So he's an average teenage nerd until he sends away for the Hercules method, a bodybuilding course that promises to give him the body of his dreams, but the powers he unleashes make him a target for a murder cult as old as mankind. Cost him almost everything and take him across the world to fight, in the fight to take back his life. So, I don't know.
Sounds intensive, yeah.
Yeah, it's the Strange Talent of Luther Strode 1-6, The Legend of Luther Strode 1-6, and The Legacy of Luther Strode 1-6. So 18 issues for $30.
It's massive.
Very excited to finally read this because, again, Justin Jordan knows what he's doing. So I'm excited about that book. Then I, of course, had to pick up myself the new Garfield book. I've been reading every Garfield book since I was a little kid, and we're up to book number 71. So I'm excited. I remember.
Is it still Homie doing?
I remember Jim Davis did a interview years and years ago that said he was hoping to one day get to 25 books. Now he's almost at 75 books, and each of these collects basically 6 months worth of the live Garfield strip. So that's how often. It's still in the Sunday comics. Yeah. He's still writing them, and so every 6 months we get a new Garfield book. This is book number 71.
So not horror, but
but it's for me.
Yeah.
And then the last thing I wanted to bring up that I finally got was Sweet Tooth: The Return. So this is the epilogue series that came early last year, late 2020. And I wanted to get it because I have the whole series. I reread it when the Sweet Tooth Netflix series came out.
They're all sitting at my house right now.
Yeah, they're phenomenal, and this is the newest edition of the story. So I haven't read it yet. I'm excited to read it, especially on the heels of the Sweet Tooth series. So Sweet Tooth: The Return, something that I was very excited to pick up.
The Sweet Tooth series is great, I gotta say. And even though I appreciated the darker aspect of the first couple volumes that I've read thus far, I felt like the adaptation had significantly more heart in certain instances, which I really appreciated. So.
Frederick Williams, author, says, you all go check out my horror books on Amazon, Instagram, and Facebook. My horror books are on there, too. Go check them out. Feel free to go check them out, guys.
Frederick.
We're happy to spread the word of horror authors, so by all means, go check out Frederick on Amazon.
Yeah, or feel free to send us a
You need to sharpen that damn knife. Why did I need to sharpen the knife? It worked perfectly. I mean, it's got a couple of little things on there. Calvin Lawrence is here. Eddie D is here. Tiff Tot is here.
Eddie D.
I always chose Garfield in elementary school at the book fair. Yeah, dude, I love Garfield. Garfield and Calvin and Hobbes. I have the collection, the complete Calvin and Hobbes collection. But Garfield's always been my favorite. So.
Well, and there's that great Halloween special where they were like drowning and there was like ghost.
Oh yeah, the ghost pirates. That was scary when I was a kid.
100% too, man.
100%. All right, so let's get into this, Fuego. Our most anticipated horror movies of 2022.
Yes, provided they stay in their release slots because stuff is starting to shift.
Fair enough.
Again, but
so let's see. Do we start with one of yours or one of mine? Let's find out. 3, 2, 1.
I guess whatever.
And it is Firestarter. Twisted Firestarter.
Rest peacefully, dude from Prodigy.
So tell us all about this. So guys, because these are movies coming in 2022, not all of them have artwork. Not all of them have posters that have been put out. So I've had to mock up some stuff, but yes, they are doing a new adaptation of Stephen King's Firestarter in film form, correct?
Yes, in film form, and it is courtesy of Blumhouse. So
is it Blumhouse Netflix or Blumhouse Prime, or is it?
It is supposedly going directly to theaters.
To theaters, okay.
Yeah. So we have this, and we'll touch on some other King stuff.
Spooked media cracking in the house. What's going on?
Hells yeah. Yeah, but I was a little averse to the Zac Efron casting as the father, but then when I saw the comparison,
Zac Efron
is playing the gifted father. Okay. Who is along with the little lady. He was initially played by oh goodness.
You okay?
I'm okay. Yeah, I've been having
Fuego's dealing with some GERD issues right now.
It's delightful, isn't it? Yeah, and not from excessive consumption today either. So
Cecil, would you like a drawing of Batman vs. Predator? Hell yeah, Javier, that'd be amazing. I have all 3 Batman vs. Predator comic book series.
As do I.
As Fuego does as well. Fuego loves Batman. Fuego loves Aliens and Predator as well. So yeah, dude, and anything that you're willing to do for us, we would love to take, Javier. You're amazing. You're one of our old schoolers. The fact that you've been watching us for so long is fucking great. The fact that you're willing to do that kind of stuff is great. So thank you very, very much. Tom Cabler in the chat says, Firestarter, love the original.
I enjoy the original.
I liked Firestarter 2 well enough, too.
You know, I didn't mind it as much.
It was fun.
It was with the cutie from Mighty Ducks.
Yeah.
Marguerite Monroe,
Sure.
I think her name is. Oh, she's also in Wet Hot. Oh, she's such a babe.
Wet Hot? Okay.
Yes, Wet Hot American Summer.
Ah, gotcha.
Yeah.
I figured that's what you were referring to. I never watched it.
Yeah, Malcolm McDowell in that one as well. So not bad for a direct to, sci-fi TV series sort of situation. But
we have people responding to Javier. I wish I did. Who doesn't want a drawing of Batman versus Predator? Absolutely.
Damn right, yes.
Javier's
Reach out
dope.
to Javier. Maybe he can,
dude, Javier, if you want people to ask you for your
can
artwork,
consult you for work,
you should
man,
drop a link in the chat, and we'll send people your way to start selling your artwork, brother.
Yeah. Yeah, the biggest thing that I'm
Michael
curious
Joe,
about
what's
this
up?
one,
Good to see you.
biggest thing that I'm curious about this one, though, is the fact that they are saying that we are going to get some of the grisly, burning, melting flesh that we didn't really see any of in the original film. It was relatively tame, in my estimation, and we're actually getting a Native American as Rainbird, which, thank goodness.
Okay.
And, yeah,
I guess I don't need these anymore.
Yeah, as much as I love George C. Scott, and he was an interesting...
Guys, is the music to us
take,
ratio okay? All right.
Going all right, but yeah, this is one that I am cautiously optimistic about, maybe even more so than another King adaptation that I will be talking about later on.
Okay, all right. Let's see. SK Fan 19, very appropriate. The girl playing Charlie McGee is in the latest season of American Horror Story and fantastic in it. Cannot wait to see her go fucking crazy in Firestarter.
Yeah.
SK Fan, tell me who in So was she in Double Feature or was she in American Horror Stories? Let me know in the comments because I watched both and I'm not sure which she was. So
well, I'm even more excited because this is from the same guy who directed The Vigil, which
really?
Right in there.
The Vigil was in our honorable mentions for the best of the year. Yeah,
it was a possible.
Fuego and I recorded our best of 2021 and our worst of 2021 before we sat down to do this. So look forward to those episodes coming in the next week or two. Yeah, obviously, we'll be reviewing Scream on Friday, and then next Sunday we'll do the best of. The following Friday we'll do the worst of, and then we'll also talk about the TV from 2021. So all of that coming in the near future.
Yes, indeed.
So this is this big budget Firestarter? Or is this
is big budget Blumhouse Firestarter?
Straight to theater, you say?
Straight to theaters, presumably. Unless it's not dated specifically.
She plays the daughter in the first part of Double Feature. Oh, the one that takes the pill eventually.
Yeah, I didn't watch it, so I don't know.
She's good.
Okay, well
she's disturbing.
Gives me a little bit of additional confidence.
Dude, she literally spoilers for American Horror Story Double Feature, guys. If you care about that, plug your ears for the next 5 seconds. I'm going to give you a 5-second countdown. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. She sacrifices her own mother in order to be able to succeed with her father based on the pill that she takes. It's fucking crazy. Dude, she plays Disturbed very well. So that's exciting to me. Thank you, SK Fan 19.
Okay,
Jonathan Nichols, what's going on? Yeah, you know what? Eddie D's right. R.I.P. to Bob Saget. That's a big new thing. Bob Saget apparently just passed away. I'm sorry if we are the ones breaking it to you, but comedy legend Bob Saget unfortunately passed away.
He used to suck dick for coke.
That's
it's in bad
taste.
reference. I'm sorry.
It's a reference, but yeah, it is bad taste. It is bad taste. But that's if you like Half Baked, then you'll enjoy the reference.
Yes.
So shout out to Bob Saget. But let's get back around to the horror. What else do you know about Firestarter? Anything?
Well, I just want to say that I was double checking on the actor Michael Greyes, I believe, if I'm pronouncing it correctly. Greyes, but he is a Native American actor who is awesome in Blood Quantum. That's the film that I saw.
Oh, I remember Blood Quantum.
Yeah, he's badass, and I feel like he can most definitely bring that sort of ferociousness, but yet also kind of a soothing calm. Because with Charlie, he he pulls the wool over her eyes. He tries to make her think that he is a decent dude, and then it all comes full circle that they've had. And it also makes me wonder how different they're going to try to make this. If there's going to be significant alterations to the scripting and the storytelling, or if it's going to be more so of a full out reboot. It's not one of my favorite Psy King stories, but it's one that I feel like is just been underserved in some of the previous iterations. So
gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm stoked for it.
Nice, Fuego. Glad somebody went there. LMFAO, Fuego. Right.
Sorry.
Boo this man, says Terror Reels.
Yeah. Boo! Well,
Jake
also,
Snyder, yo, fashionably late. What's up, Jake? Good to see you.
Also, his bit in The Aristocrats, where he just goes with that joke, is just out of control. Anyway.
All right, so the next one that we're going to be talking about is my number 6 pick, which is... So, my number 6 and my number 5, you guys might want to argue with me as far as how horror they are, but to me, there's family horror as well as kids horror, and there are those slots on my list. Family horror being Jurassic World Dominion. Look, the last Jurassic World movie, directed by what was his name?
J.A.
Bayona? Yeah. He made part of that a horror movie when the fucking
Especially
thing is
on.
well, towards the back end when the thing is tracking down the little girl in the mansion, you know what I mean? That was all very horror. And the fact that dinosaurs are now loose on the general population, I think at this point, after this movie comes out, I think it's time to split Jurassic World up into different subgenres. We can continue the family aspect, but let's have people come in and do horror movies set in the Jurassic universe, you know?
So
one horror movie at a time. Yeah, I loved Carnosaur.
I did too.
Yeah, give us one horror movie set in the Jurassic universe. Like, I feel like now that once Dominion comes out and dinosaurs are spreading throughout our world, it opens up so many possibilities for storytelling. So the fact that this movie is that bottle cap that's about to be burst open, it makes me very, very excited.
Yeah, and there's a significant time jump for this film, if I'm not mistaken, so they're supposed to be jumping a few years to how the dinosaurs have kind of commandeered the real world and how everybody is, on the run. It's coming out June 10th of 2022, although this is another one that was supposed to come out like a year or so ago, and it's just been rolled and delayed and everything. I was not a big fan of Fallen Kingdom, but there was just the right amount of nostalgia and cheese in Jurassic World that I still really, really like that movie. And also the fact that we've kept up on the Camp Cretaceous and how it's filled in the little gaps and stuff. It has maintained my interest for, just finally getting this third film in this trilogy. But now they're saying they're still probably going to make more anyway. But,
well, thank goodness.
Yeah, but an R-rated, an R-rated one.
Why would they ever stop making Jurassic movies? They're moneymakers and they're fun for everyone that goes to see them.
I don't think there's
whether
as much of
they're great or not, they're still fun.
I don't think there's as much of a stigma about going R-rated with like a big-time property as there was maybe 20, 30 years ago. I really don't necessarily think so. I think an R-rated Jurassic Park film, people would probably flock to it.
Oh my God, they would flock. They would absolutely flock, just like a flock of dinosaurs because they're birds.
Yes.
Shout out to Tony Robinson saying hi in the chat. I count anything with monsters in it horror. Yes, I almost put Love and Monsters on my best of this year, even though it was a love story. It had some really badass monsters.
I didn't even put that on the list I sent you, did I?
No, but I had it in my mind because I love Dylan O'Brien and I love monster movies, so it didn't make the list, but yes, it was worthwhile.
Jurassic Park in space. Didn't they eventually take Carnosaur in space with like some of the later installments? I can't remember.
Phil For Real jumps in, says Terrifier 2, let's go. Haven't touched on it yet, but that's not to say we're not going to touch on it. Kenneth Miniar in the chat. Well, hey guys, good to see you, Kenneth. Staff ZX in the chat. I think Jurassic Park seemed to fall apart after the first film. Then again, I do like the concept of people having to adapt to living with dinosaurs.
I know a lot of people who only like the first film and they don't like any of the other.
Oh, that's such a bummer. I loved the sequel for the San Diego portion when the T-Rex is loose, as dumb as it is.
I just don't like 3. That's the only one that I have.
But no one. Here's the problem, and here's the thing that makes me so excited about it. Everyone that loves dinosaurs, everyone that loves dinosaur movies, have never really seen a big budget us versus dinosaurs in our current thing. Yep. That little snippet of San Diego in The Lost World is the only little bit of dinosaurs versus the general population. Everything else has been set on remote islands, right? Jurassic World or Jurassic Park, The Lost World was mostly there. Jurassic Park 3 was also on Isla Sorna, if I'm not mistaken. And then Jurassic World was Isla Nublar. Jurassic World, the second one was Isla Nublar, and this extra little thing. Now we're supposed to go back to Isla Sorna again, if I'm not mistaken, but I just
this one's
we
supposed
haven't
to be all over the place from what I understand.
Well, true. Well, that's true. We're on Isla Sorna on the animated show, technically. But yeah, so
and the third island that they found.
I just love this is finally going to be what we as an audience has always wanted to see, or at least I can only speak for myself. I can't speak for all of you. But tell me I'm wrong. Have you not wanted to see dinosaurs versus us in our urban environments? Like, what would happen if dinosaurs were reintroduced into our society?
And also
that's the tease of Jurassic, right? Now we're finally getting it. Yeah. So who's going to hate on that?
I don't think anyone would, especially if
I'm all riled up.
Yeah, I can tell. Especially if they went with an R rating. Especially if they... Because even Spielberg with The Lost World, he pushed the censors a little bit with that back segment because there were a lot of people being eaten, and it was way gorier.
Stay out of the tall grass.
Yeah, it was it was way gorier than the first one, which is what I appreciated about it. It's nowhere near as good as the original Jurassic Park, but yeah, R rating for something in the near future, I would be so about.
Robert the Wolfman mentioned Psycho Goreman. That may make a appearance on the Best of 2021 list. Stay tuned. So guys, just so you know, after this stream, our review of Scream 5 will be this coming Friday, of course, after Fuego's Hail to Stephen King on Tuesday.
Correct.
And then next Sunday, you will see the best of 2021, and then the following Friday, you'll see the worst of 2021, followed by the best TV shows of 2021, which I think will come after the new Elevator pitch, which is supposed to be me versus Chauncey K. Robinson this month. So it should be fun. All of that coming in the near future. Let's see. Phil says, dinosaurs in our environment? I'm smoking a blunt with a velociraptor. Fair enough.
I was laughing at Michael M. and he's like,
why
stop there? Make a triple X
Jurassic World. Look,
I mean,
don't act like that shit's not gonna be made anyway. You know, they made X-rated Deadpool and Marvel movies. There's no reason they won't make an X-rated Jurassic movie.
Hey, but whatever floats your boat. Yeah, whatever.
Let's see.
That's cute.
I'm looking forward to Predator Prey. We haven't gotten there yet, Neuro. That doesn't mean it's not coming. Stay tuned. Okay, so would you guys count home invasion movies as part of horror? Absolutely.
Yeah, we've covered a lot of them.
We've covered a lot of them. I just don't know that any this year won the thing or what's coming in 2022. So, all right, I'm going to move on to the next one for you, Fueguissimo.
Move along, sir.
Moving along to Screams.
Yeah.
Or Scream 5 or Scream 2022.
Yeah, I'm so not about...
I like Screams, personally.
I'm still not about the fact that they have decided to do the Halloween thing and they're just like, oh, it's another Scream movie and we're not going to give any context as far as, you know, like a digit, like 5 or, you know, some different.
No, it is 5 because see the ghost face and the knife make a 5, a Roman numeral 5.
Sure, why not, I guess.
Is that too abstract?
No. I mean, and they're doing the same sort of shit with Texas Chainsaw Massacre, you know, in like a month or so as well. It's not the Texas Chainsaw Massacre, it's Texas Chainsaw Massacre.
Yeah, or 5 Cream is the other way to say it.
Yeah, which probably was the smartest and dumbest thing.
No, Screams is the smartest, even and make the S a 5.
Make the S to 5.
Yeah.
Okay, so just the opposite of what Michael M was saying.
Screams is the way to go.
Okay, so this is one that me and Cecil disagree about because of the fact that I loved Scream 4, and him and I talked about this earlier. I love Scream 4.
I'll wait for you to say your piece.
Yeah. It's been a while since I've watched it. However, I liked Culkin. I liked the cheerleader from Heroes. Her name eludes me at this particular point. I thought Emma
Hayden
Roberts.
Panettiere.
Yeah. And Emma Roberts.
Emma Roberts, yeah.
I thought she was what ended up happening with her character. I thought was great. We are going to have some returnees from that particular film. But really, it was just a commentary about the obsessiveness with remake culture and the fact that there are no original ideas anymore. This was Scream being about as meta as it had been probably since the sequel, in my estimation, Scream 2, which is still my favorite of the franchise. Scream 3 sucks ass, man. I am not a fan of that one, and so maybe because my expectations were so lowered after Scream 3, I was just that much more enthused about Kevin Williamson returning and scripting and everything. Kevin Williamson not returning and scripting, and so this is definitely one where I'm trying to temper my enthusiasm, the social media reaction.
But the Ready or Not people, though, that's exciting.
And I love Ready or Not, and so that's where I'm trying to, the burden of expectation, as I always say here, it's a thing, and the social media reactions from the few people who have been able to see it at the LA premiere were very positive.
Yeah.
You know, and they're
saying
like...
it's a return to the original Wes Craven form.
Yeah, I just... Don't make...
I've heard other people say that.
Don't make any of the classic 3 a killer. It would make no fucking sense.
Yeah, a lot of people are saying Dewey's going to be the killer. I don't agree. The very first trailer made it seem very much like Dewey's going to be the one that dies of the core.
He's almost died in like every movie, though. Right?
Yeah, I know. He's got a limp, and he's like, soon his dick's not going to work, and like all his.
Well, that's why
they're going to incrementally break him down.
That's why
until he's just like in a wheelchair,
going, you know,
like Dewey's going to end up there.
Well, okay, for everybody who wants Scary Movie to be like in the Scream universe, with the nod to him walking and slowly, sorry, and kind of like writing himself, I don't want to see that, because that's art imitating parody and satire imitating. Like, no, don't do that. But I wouldn't put it past Gail. She is the only one of the classic 3 that I think would probably do it for selfish means.
Look, I don't think it's unheard of to think that Sydney, after all this time, just has gone nuts and has started killing people herself.
It has been over a decade now.
I mean, it was almost that long the first time around.
Will there be multiple killers, though?
Every single one has been multiple killers. How could there not be?
Well,
it's their way of getting away with the killer being in the room with the victim while they're getting attacked. They always have to have 2 killers, because there's always that scene in Scream. It's almost just as reliable as the rules in the Scream movies that there have to be 2 killers at this point.
Back. Turn around, Jamie Lee.
So we have a lot of comments. Phil for Real says, I'm not a Scream fan. Sorry, guys. It's not on my list, because
nothing to be sorry about, man.
So I watched Scream 4 when it came out in 2011, and I never watched it since. I rewatched it for the first time last night ahead of Scream 5. I still don't like it. I think it's not interesting. It's not funny. It is just a rehash of like, this is happening, we got to figure it out. Oh, it's this person. Oh, it's this person. It's just the kind of weakest whodunit that we've seen. It's not clever or anything like that. They have a lot of work to do to make me enjoy this next movie. I did not like 4 at all. I thought the fact that the 2 killers were so scrawny, there's no way they could have accomplished half the things that the killers in Scream 4 accomplished. So to me, it was just like a free-for-all. We're just going to do whatever the script wants to do, whether it actually makes sense contextually, visually or not. So it makes me a little worried for Scream 5, but the fact that Ready or Not, the people behind Ready or Not are behind it, that makes me excited. New blood, comedy, effective gore, right? That makes me more excited than anything else.
Yeah, I'm not super stoked about the cast aside from the returnees, although we do have our wee Huey from The Boys who is in it, which is cool.
Right.
And, so we'll see how much of a part he plays. But yeah, I can understand a little bit of
there was
derision.
only one killer in Scream 3, so Cinema Drum Video.
Yeah, it's the Scream film that I've watched less than any other in the series.
Okay, thank you for the correction, Cinema Drum. Only one killer in Scream 3. I thought Scream 3 was the mom. Or was that Scream 2?
That was Scream 2.
Okay.
Yeah, Scream 2, and then you also had Olifantastic.
Yeah, right, Timothy Olyphant, yeah.
I love Scream 2. Holy shit, man.
Yeah, Scream 2 is great. All right, yeah, so Terry Real says, doesn't Stu come back? People are saying they want to see Stu come back. There have been rumors about that, but that's not been confirmed by anyone.
Yeah, Stu and also, Randy, Jamie Kennedy, they both said, no, we're not in this. However, Andrew Garfield...
They could be lying, yeah.
Andrew Garfield
and
he was on the press tour for a long ass time.
Kenneth Minier says, Scream 4 was blah, but Emma Roberts was good.
Running into that mirror, man.
Yeah, I liked her in the last third of the movie, but the rest, I wasn't that impressed.
Yeah.
A CRT falling on your face will definitely kill someone. All right, fair enough.
No, that's Chris Bethel. Chris, what up, man? That's one of the Hail to Stephen King peeps. And
Corey Novak in the chat. Sydney dies at the beginning, and that brings Gale and Dewey back together. It would be great shock factor like Drew Barrymore in the original Scream. That actually makes sense. That I agree with. Sydney's still in the movie with flashbacks. That is an interesting call, Corey. That would definitely subvert expectations, but I don't believe that they'll do that. But I'd be very surprised and happy if they did.
Yeah, I don't know if Nev would have signed on for something like that, but that is a very interesting
That's a cool idea.
Yeah. Corey,
Tony Robinson says, I want to see Sam Raimi direct a Scream movie.
Well, we'll see if this one's successful. He's back in the horror. It's not on, Marvel horror.
See, this is
I almost thought about putting that on there because it is, they're proclaiming it.
Multiverse of Madness?
Yeah, they're proclaiming it as the first Marvel horror movie.
That'd be great. Terry Real says, Dewey or Gale better die, LOL. They've been so close in every other movie, the body can only take so much. Yeah, and Sid was stabbed twice in the last movie. Yeah, I agree. That's part of why I didn't like 4. It felt like there were no stakes because nobody we cared about died. Nobody we cared about died.
No,
so I didn't care about 4.
Yeah, I just never expected Dewey to die in any of these at this point after being...
I expected him to die. Again, after that first trailer, I think they gave away that Dewey's going to die, and then they're backpedaling saying, we put fake stuff in the trailer, don't believe what you see.
Oh, and they
bullshit. I think you killed Dewey.
They filmed a bunch of alternate endings from what I understand, and there were multiple versions of the script on set because there's even that Twitter thing that's going on right now
dies.
Where they're like, this is a safe space, no Scream spoilers.
Oh,
Did you see that?
No,
it's floating around. It's a new thing on Twitter right now. Yeah.
All right, well, that's it for Scream then, I think. Let's move on from there. What do you say?
Enough of the Scream. Yes,
enough of the Scream. So my number 5 is a... okay. Yes, this is my number 5 most anticipated horror movie of 2022. Why do I list Hocus Pocus 2 as a horror movie? Because, quite honestly, Hocus Pocus 1 to me is a kid's horror movie. Fight me.
Yeah.
I don't care. Hocus Pocus, Ernest Scared Stupid, all of these kinds of movies scared me as a kid.
Return to Oz.
Return to Oz, absolutely. Holy
horror,
shit.
That is like
enough horror elements.
With horror elements.
And I mean, with Billy the Dead Zombie, right, played by Doug Jones. Who's
coming back for this.
Yeah, and then you had the evil witches. Again, this is a kid's horror movie. And Hocus Pocus 2, the fact that it's actually happening fills my soul with such joy, such nostalgic joy, that I watched the Hocus Pocus kind of reunion special that they did before it was pulled off YouTube. I watched as much of it as I could, and it was so delightful to see all of these characters come back and still hold their own. I mean, look, the girls look amazing.
They don't look that much
Kathleen and Jimmy has lost like 80 pounds since she did it the last time, and they all look great.
I was going to say, Bet and even Sarah Jessica Parker, man. Sarah Jessica Parker still looks like a babe. She was the most easy on the eyes of the original 3.
Yeah, dude, Phil for real. Ernest Scared Stupid. Don't sleep on that. Ernest Scared Stupid is a solid kids horror movie.
I just like it.
So again, Hocus Pocus 2 to me is a kids horror movie that deserves that moniker. I love it. I'm excited about it. I can't imagine what's in store for us. It seems magical. So, the witches kill his sister in the first Hocus Pocus, and Zachary Binks ends up dying after being transformed into a cat. He has to let his soul go by the end. You know what I mean? There's a lot of heavy stuff in that original Hocus Pocus. So the fact that we're getting a sequel finally after all these years, I'm delighted, and I love the fact that I have a 5-year-old girl that in a couple of years I'll be able to show Hocus Pocus 1 and Hocus Pocus 2 to her.
Yeah, I would say wait like a couple years maybe, in that regard. But even since it's not a film that I grew up with absolutely adoring, but I always appreciated, that I got reacquainted with it when we did our Halloween show, and Roberta for our my other band, which is a cover band called Nancy and the Nightmares, when we opened up the show with Come Little Children, and it was a nice spooky little rendition. That bit is one of my absolute favorites from the original film, and I will most definitely be watching this on Disney Plus. It's coming in October of this year, but they just don't have a specific release date set just yet. Disney likes to do that, where they're like, it's coming in the fall of 22, or it's coming in October 22, but nothing specific as far as the date goes, but lots to look forward to. And Movie Mike, I noticed, made mention of the rollerblade creatures. Yeah, the Wheelers, dude.
The Wheelers in Return to Oz,
Deadly Desert and all that, and Mombi with the head. Like, there are just so many bits in that film where they don't make those sort of unsettling things for kids like they used to.
Yeah.
And that was Disney too, for God's sake.
So, all right, let's move along. So again, I took a little bit of a sidestep with that one. I'll get back to the horror, and we're going to talk about horror. We're going to talk about a bunch of honorable mentions at the end of our list and everything. So if we haven't talked about what you want, don't worry. I'm sure we'll get there. But let's move on to your next one, Fuego, which was Evil Dead Rise.
Yes. So this is another one that has not been specifically dated. They are just saying tentatively 2022, but they wrapped filming. It's not within the continuity, from what we understand, at least thus far, of the
Ash versus Evil Dead.
I think it's supposed to be
it is in continuity with that, but not the original movies.
Not with the Jane Levy remake. You know.
I'm finishing your sentences all wrong.
That's all right. No, this is one that I have hopes for, and I just want to double check on the director because of the fact that I know they were specifically, I believe it's...
I love the poster, by the way.
Yeah.
That's why I put it in the middle of our thumbnail, because it's really dope. You got the big skyscraper and a giant chainsaw in reflection.
I know it's from the person who did Lee. Lee.
It makes me feel like this is going to be like the Poltergeist 3 of the Evil Dead, where it all takes place in a giant skyscraper.
That could be interesting.
That'd
They're
be
saying
dope.
they're upping the state. Okay, so the hole in the ground was what this director who is doing Evil Dead Rise previously did.
Yeah, Phil, we're gonna be playing the new Evil Dead game when it comes out too. So we should link up and we should play PS5 and we can do it live on the channel, bro. So shoot me a message and we'll exchange gamer tags.
So yeah, still produced by Robert Tapper, Sam Raimi, Bruce Campbell. Obviously, they're all on producers and EP work and stuff like that. But yeah, it's going with a lot of more unknown sort of cast members that I can't say that I know too much about. Very similar to the remake and the goddamn is the name of the remake director is totally eluding me. The guy who did Don't Breathe.
Fede Alvarez?
Fede Alvarez, yeah, yeah, correct. So it's going with a lot of lower, just relatively unknown peeps and stuff. I'm hoping it brings the gore, but I'm also hoping that it does bring the comedy, because that is one of my main things that I enjoyed the most about the franchise as it progressed. But I have grown to appreciate the Jane Levy film, as brutal as it is. It's one of the goriest that I've probably ever seen, and it, eschewed the comedic aspects that you got in the television series later, so no specific release date yet. It is produced by, going to be distributed by HBO Max, but they have wrapped filming, and it's a thing. They're obviously going just balls deep with this franchise at this particular point, despite the loss of Bruce and getting canceled for a 4th season of the show and all the disappointment associated with that. But I don't know. I'm confident. I actually am. This is one that in comparison with Scream and all of the different pitfalls and stuff that you have to jump through with that, with not having Kevin Williamson and bringing in new blood, which I'm still excited about. I'm a little more confident about this just being balls to the walnuts. So
yeah, I'm excited about this. Obviously, I love Evil Dead as well. I left it off my list because I knew it was on yours. Again, we sort of coordinated our efforts this year to make sure that we gave you guys 12 interesting things to look forward to. So I'm excited. I really enjoyed Ash vs. Evil Dead. I enjoyed the original movies. I even enjoyed the Jane Levy remake quite a bit. So I don't care what aspects they're bringing into it. I just want to see more Evil Dead. Yeah,
amen to that. And something that Ben Grimm, shout out Ben Grimm, what's up, buddy? He is basically echoing the same thing we did when we listed it as an S-tier franchise. There are no bad entries in this series.
Yeah, 100%. That's what's great. And I'm hoping that this continues.
Absolutely.
So, that leads to my number 4, right? Are we up to number 4?
I believe so.
My number 4 is going to be the upcoming Texas Chainsaw Massacre remake? Continuation? No, this is a continuation of the first movie.
So
yes.
They're doing the Halloween 2018.
They're Halloween 2018ing this. Yes, it takes place all these years later. The first one was, 74? If I'm not mistaken?
I think so, yeah.
So this is literally almost 50 years later, and it is the same characters, and it is supposed to be the same actress. Well, it's not the same actress, it's the same character that survived the end of the first movie that is being brought back. Unfortunately, the actress that played that character did pass away, so now this is a new actress playing that character coming back all these years later to the Texas Chainsaw universe. Now, obviously,
and get some water.
Feel free. So the original Texas Chainsaw, if you guys remember, it ended with Leatherface just swinging his chainsaw around, so he didn't have anything wrong with him, so he could technically, he was overweight, so the likelihood of him making it 50 years later to continue to hunt this girl is not likely, considering the fact that he was a burger boy like me, especially a cannibal burger boy. But cannibal burger boy. But nonetheless, Leatherface is still somehow around, and obviously it's not Gunnar Hansen who played the original Leatherface, if I'm not mistaken on that, right? He has passed on, so he's not going to be coming back either. But it is supposed to continue that original Texas Chainsaw story. Now, the thing that excites me about it is the production team behind it. If I'm not mistaken, this is... it's not Fede Alvarez, it's the other guy. They both are really good at recent horror, and I'm mixing it up. It's not Fede Alvarez, but it's the other... Who am I thinking of, guys? Help me out. Why isn't Fuego here? This is why I need Fuego, to fill in my gaps. Cannibal burgers. Alright. Read the other day the new Texas Chainsaw is only an hour and 20 minutes long. Kind of a bummer. It will only be 1:15 with credits, but I'm very interested to watch it. Honestly, SK fan, a lot of the movies that have been coming out recently that have been that length of time have been appropriately that length of time. Artificial lengthening of movies has been a problem in recent years, so the horror movies that know what they have and get in and get out and serve you what's good and don't, trickle it too far out, I think that's great. I don't mind that. So an hour and 25 minute runtime, an hour and 15 minute runtime doesn't necessarily scare me. It's a little bit of a red flag, though. You're right. It is a little bit of a red flag, but it doesn't scare me anymore because people have done a lot with short horror movies. I Spit on Your Grave, Deja Vu was shit. Yeah, we never bothered with that. Fede is producing it. Okay, so it is Fede. I knew it was someone that knew their way around gore, but I knew he wasn't directing it. So it's being produced by Fede Alvarez. Okay, it is Fede. Good. I have people chiming in here. So it is Fede, but he's not directing it. He's producing it. So that's the delineation that needs to be made there. But I'm excited about it. I like Texas Chainsaw a lot. I would rather watch a Texas Chainsaw movie than a Halloween movie on any given day, unless it's the very first one. I like Halloween 1 over Texas Chainsaw 1, but I would watch any of the Texas Chainsaw sequels over almost any of the Halloween sequels. I just like the nuttiness involved with the Chainsaw series. I like the fact that these people are literally insane. The family is grotesque and crazy, and you want to avoid... If you know that this type of people exist in this part of the country, you just completely build roads around these people. Like, I would never want to be involved or run across any of the Sawyer family in any incarnation that I've seen put to film. Whether it be the originals, whether it be the new generation with Matthew McConaughey and Renee Zellweger, whether it be the reboot, whether it be the beginning, 3D, which was... once again continuing the original continuity. So I like the idea of Texas Chainsaw because it can be really scary. It's just handled very poorly a lot of times. So with Fede producing, that actually gives me hope to see that this is going to be really entertaining. The last one, Leatherface, the origin story, was straight bullshit, guys. I hated that movie. It was so stupid. I would watch Texas Chainsaw 3D a million times before I'd watch Leatherface again, because Leatherface was boring. It's not what Texas Chainsaw should be. I feel like Fede knows and can guide this movie to make it what Texas Chainsaw should be, rather. Chris Bethel says, never said it was good. I don't know if that was responding to what... Okay. Alright, well, you're an easy block. Yeah, goodbye. Okay, so... Goodbye. Let's see what else. Movie Mike, yes, if a family of chainsaw-swinging cannibals move to town, avoid their house. Yeah, I mean, fair enough. It might be an obvious thing to say, but... I really didn't like Halloween Kills, the character shaking my head, the payoff shaking my head, none. Phil, for real, you may want to stay tuned for our top 6 worst horror movies of 2021. You may have an interesting addition there to talk about if that's the case.
Oh boy.
So yes, Texas Chainsaw, produced by Fede Alvarez, makes me excited for the idea of it. It's just a matter of seeing how they execute it.
Yeah.
Fuego, your next one is the most bare bones poster that we could get our hands on.
Yeah. Well, I mean, we didn't have much to go by for
nothing
Firestarter
very much
either.
correctly. Yeah.
But so this one is coming out this upcoming September.
Talking about Salem's Lot.
We are talking about the remake of Salem's Lot. So this would be their third time tackling this property because Tobe Hooper did it in the 70s, and then we had the underrated, in my estimation, Larry Cohen approach, a return to Salem's Lot, not in proper continuity or congruity or anything, but still, I just love Michael Moriarty. He was in the stuff, and Q the Winged Serpent with Larry and stuff.
I still haven't seen that. I have it, but I still haven't seen Q the Winged Serpent.
Strange movie, but and I mean very much in the sensibilities of Larry, but. Yeah, the one with Rob Lowe that they did in 2004, if I remember correctly, missed opportunity. They tried to very much alter and modernize, which I didn't appreciate. And, as excited as I am with James Wan producing, I'm hesitant and just approaching with major caution because Gary Dauberman is doing this.
Okay.
Gary Dauberman is the guy who was behind It Chapter 2 and The Nun, and so he is one of Wan's proteges that I think has kind of a sketchy, IMDb, to be fair. But just tackling this topic again, I absolutely love it. And it's one of my top 10 Cy King books, as far as, all of that goes.
Okay.
So, yeah, I mean, as far as...
I don't...
You haven't read the book, obviously.
No, I haven't read the book. I saw the original movie. I don't know. I think I did watch Return to Salem's Lot because I went on a tear for 2 years watching all the Stephen King horror movies 15 years ago. I don't remember them for shit now. Salem's Lot didn't really scare me when I remember watching it. A lot of people talk about how scary it was, but that never fucking got me. That scratching on the window was played out for me by the time I watched it. But again, remember, I watched it in the late 90s eventually, not nearly when I was young enough to be scared by that kind of thing. I was already in my late teens. Yeah. So yeah, that didn't really get to me. So I don't really care, about Salem's Lot, to be honest with you, but I'll give it a try when it comes out. Sure.
Yeah, it's releasing September 9th, and you've got Lewis Pullman, which I believe is Bill Pullman's son, as Ben Mears, our lead writer, who returns to this town where he grew up and was traumatized and everything. And I'm also very curious about William Sadler as Kurt Barlow. That excites me quite a bit. So the casting is intriguing in this. The Pullman kid was great in the El Royale film, which I thought was really
Bad
good.
Times at El Royale. I love that movie. That was great.
I love that
well
film
told
too.
story.
Yeah. So he has shown that he can tackle some dramatic stuff. He was a supporting character in that film, though, and I haven't really seen him in anything else. So can he muster a lead and be convincing and confident and cool and all the stuff that we need for it? And who is our Petrie? Because I know that. No, okay. Well, it's not listed at least here initially, but in any event, yeah, this is one that I'm trying to be just cool and optimistic about, but I do have a little bit of trepidation, most notably with Gary Dauberman. So
we have SK Fan says, I honestly the original. I honestly like the original and the Rob Lowe version of Salem's Lot. I am cautiously optimistic about it with Gary directing. I still wish the rumors of Waltz as Barlow and Gyllenhaal as Ben came true. That would have been fucking great.
Oh, Christoph
Waltz as Barlow would be dope.
Great, man.
There's no way. Yeah. Movie Mike says, I appreciated the Rob Lowe version's attempt to portray Barlow closer to the book. Okay. And then,
yeah, I mean, the fact that he's actually talking and stuff, I guess, but, that was, goodness, Rutger Hauer, if I remember correctly. And so you only see him in this one scene, and he didn't even memorize his lines. He was just like they held him up in this casket he was lying in, and he read the lines. And so, yeah, he half-assed it in that regard. But I did not think that there's a lot of great casting in that. And so, whereas they did try to go a little bit more, proper with Barlow, I did not like how they changed Father Callahan from the book, and the fact that he's kind of an evil character. So, James Cromwell playing him in that.
Oh, he's a good actor.
Yeah, very, very good actor. Star Trek TNG.
All right, so let's move on from there real quick though. Let's see. Except for the cousin Alexander Daddario. Oh yeah, well that was Texas Chainsaw 3D. I really like that.
Ooh,
let's see. Wow. Okay, I see. Yeah, avoid the family except for the cousin Alexander Daddario. Cinemadrome Video says, ever hear about the unreleased movie All American Massacre? Had Bill Moseley back as Chop Top and directed by Tobe Hooper's son. No, I have not heard of that. And I would love to watch it. Damn. I would love to watch that.
Or maybe they made it and they just couldn't secure distribution, or maybe something.
I gotta seek that out. Movie Mike Donald Sutherland was an interesting choice as Straker. Okay.
He was all right. And then that's the thing. They had a lot of big names in that series, man, and it was the writing that felt the most flat for me.
Cobra Kai, what did you think of the Black Phone trailer? We did a reaction to it, right?
We did.
Yeah, one of our most recent trailer reactions. You can go and see Cobra Kai. No, I don't remember how we reacted to it.
It's one that I am most excited about, to be honest.
Indeed.
Yeah, you were about it. You've got Tom Savini, who designed this mask for Ethan Hawke, and the fact that it's a Joe Hill short story, but the great thing about short stories when you make them into a theatrical feature is that you have room to expand. I wasn't super hot on the short story. I thought it was okay, but it was kind of gimmicky and didn't really bring enough chills and frights, and it's relatively short. It's 30, 40 pages, something like that. In fact, that this is going to be a near 2-hour movie. We'll get to it.
We'll get to it. And someone says Orphan First Kill. That's also coming next year. I don't know if it'll make the list or not. Yeah. Don't want to spoil it for people. Lisa shares and reviews. I'm excited for Salem's Lot. I have high hopes for this remake. I think William Sadler could pull off a decent Barlow impersonation. If he can play Death in Bill and Ted, maybe Barlow. Honestly, I love William Sadler from Tales from the Crypt Demon Knight. I love him in that movie.
Yes, indeed. Yeah.
Phil, for real, the Black Phone showed the whole movie in the trailer. Of course, it's Blumhouse. You know what? You're not wrong. Jason Blum does not mind doing that.
Yeah. But as somebody who had read the short story, I was just since I already knew what was happening and going down, I was just I was surprised. But, maybe they will alter the third act a little bit and tack on some additional things that'll, surprise us a little bit. That's what I would hope for.
All right, so let's get to the next one of mine, which is Nope. Which is Jordan Peele's next movie after, Us. And previously, what was the other one called?
Get Out.
Get Out, right.
Yeah.
So this is his third directorial effort. And what I heard, or what I remember reading about it recently as I was looking into it, is that he named this after a lot of the comments that he was seeing about people talking about Jordan Peele movies. Jordan Peele movie? Nope. Jordan Peele movie? Nope. And so he named the new movie Nope. Now that might be hearsay, that might be urban legend.
A lot of them probably watch Key and Peele.
So, it wouldn't surprise me, but Jordan Peele's Nope, we don't know really anything about it, except that it's called Nope, and it's got this poster where it's a little town. It honestly, the poster has a very M. Night Shyamalan feel that makes me excited. If it's Jordan Peele starting his own Shyamalaniverse where all this weird shit is happening, Us, Get Out, Nope, I'm aboard for that. Let's absolutely get that going. Totally I'm very excited. We don't know anything about it, and yet it's one of my most anticipated movies of 2021 or 2022 for sure.
Yeah, it is arriving. excuse me, July 22nd, 2022. So it's going to be a big, high-profile summer release. And
Phil, for real, he mentioned this earlier. I don't want to leave him out this time. Yes, sir. Looking forward to see what song he uses to remix for the trailer. I still listen to that. The one from Us. I absolutely love the slow down. Boom, 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 boom. Like that. I loved that.
I got 5 on it.
Yeah, I got 5 on it. Yeah, Dr. Death in the chat. What's up? I made it. Good to see you, Dr. Death.
Hell yeah. Righteous. Yeah, and then also for Candyman, the slowing down of the
World War Z 2 is supposed to be out in 2022. Not a chance. Yeah, David Finch directing. We haven't seen a single thing about that. There's no way that comes out in 2022. I love you, Cobra Kai, but with the little amount that we've seen about it, I'd be very, very surprised if that actually comes out in 2022.
Hard pressed in that degree. No, and that's been sitting on IMDb for a couple of years that it was supposedly happening, and there's been no murmurs of any kind about anything moving forward.
We keep our ears to the grindstone. Ben Grimm, 2 Hellraiser projects coming.
Yeah.
Movie by Nighthouse Guy and Female Pinhead in series by David Gordon Green for HBO. Wait, it's the vice versa. Yeah. The Female Pinhead is the movie by David Gordon Green, and the Nighthouse Guy is doing the series, right?
I think Bruckner's doing the movie.
Bruckner's doing the movie, yeah. Okay, so the Night House guy is doing the movie, but it's the female Pinhead.
Yeah.
And the series by David Gordon Green is regular Pinhead, I guess. Maybe. He hasn't even said, really. But we'll get there.
We don't know.
We'll get there. All right, so we talked about Nope. Let's see. SK fans, Nope is very high on my list as well. The fact that he got Hoyt Van Gotten as a cinematography and is filming some scenes IMAX 70mm makes me think this is going to have some huge scenes going on this. No, I didn't even know those details. That's cool to know.
Yeah, and also Daniel Kaluuya and
Hoyt Van Hoytma.
Yeah, and I mean Daniel Kaluuya and Stephen Yeun?
Stephen Yeun,
yeah. Yeah, those two presumably leading the proceedings.
Old Darth in the chat, what's going on?
Yeah, Nope.
Love Get Out, meh on Us. I agree. I love Get Out and was very meh on Us as well.
Yeah, but about Us.
But it doesn't mean I'm less excited about Nope. I have all the faith. Again, after watching Key and Peele and knowing how many horror parodies they did that was so successful.
Tons of them, yes.
Jordan Peele knows what he's doing, and I'm going to always be excited for what he puts out, for sure.
Great. Yeah, 100%.
Daniel Kaluuya and Keke Palmer and Stephen Yeun star in Nope. Oh, Daniel Kaluuya coming back from Get Out? I didn't realize that. Okay. Yep. Seem like good leads. Okay, cool. Nope poster giving me CE3K vibes. Okay, fair enough. I wonder when we'll get more on Burton's Wednesday Addams series. I hope it's a return to form and throw that nugget in there. You know, I heard that it got delayed because of COVID, right? Wasn't there a COVID outbreak on set?
And there was also like a high-profile person who left.
Right. Yeah, Wednesday.
Was it the actress?
Yeah, I think it was the actress that did Wednesday they had to replace, if I'm not mistaken. But yeah, it was high-profile actress, yeah.
Wait.
Anyway, so yeah, that'll be interesting. So let's move on to Fuego's number 2, if I'm not mistaken. Right, we're up to number 2.
Let's double check. Correctamundo.
Correctamundo.
Yep,
okay.
It's
bam!
It's a film that we just talked about. Yeah. So the Black Phone. This was originally supposed to be coming out, I think next month, if I recall correctly, but it has been now pushed to June.
The fact that it's been pushed to summer is really big feather in its cap.
It just makes you wonder, though, if it's more so the fact that they're seeing a viability, or if they're just, concerned about attendance with Omicron and all this different stuff going down. But just trying to double check on the exact release date. Sorry, Peters.
Okay.
Because this has been screened for critics already, by the way, and so June 24th, 2022, which is exciting. Scott Derrickson returning to horror.
Screened for critics, and we didn't get a invite.
I think it was LA only, if I remember correctly.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah, it was the LA premiere, and it was supposed to come out in February, and then totally delayed. But yeah, Derrickson. I mean, Ethan Hawke playing a villain excites me incessantly.
Scott Derrickson knows what he's doing, dude. Sinister really was good.
Sinister,
Doctor Strange was amazing.
Yeah, the first Doctor Strange too. Yeah. So this is one I'm digging. The Savini mask design looks pretty badass. These hiccups just came back and they just
oh no,
will not freaking relent. So that's
let's see.
How about I toss it over to you? What are your thoughts on this film?
I'm excited. This is a Joe Hill story, right?
It is based
on
Joe Hill.
I haven't read the Joe Hill story
from 20th Century Ghosts.
That was his first book, right?
His first collection of short stories.
First collection of short stories,
yep,
right?
Correct.
So I haven't read that. I don't know anything about it, and I'm excited. I love Joe Hill's stuff. I love Stephen King stuff, and I actually think I like Joe Hill's stuff just a little bit more. It's a little bit easier for me as an entry point.
I know people who say the same.
Yeah, and so I'm very excited about The Black Phone, honestly. I don't know enough about it to have it be ruined in any way, shape, or form, so that quite frankly makes me very excited. Real quick, before we continue, Ben Grimm says, I definitely think Morbius was moved because of Omicron. Yes and no. I mean, I think the popularity of Spider-Man and the fact that they're supposed to have the Vulture in it
distanced them a little
bit. They wanted to distance them a little bit, but at the same time, it's now been moved more times than the New Mutants was technically moved before it released.
Oh God,
so I don't know if that's an indication or not. Who knows? In a COVID world, I don't think it was specifically because of Omicron that it was moved, though. I don't. I think that was the least factor. I think the popularity of the Spider-Man movie was the biggest factor of why it was moved.
It's made so much money.
Yeah.
Dump trucks full of it, in fact. But, yeah, I'm pumped. And, something SK Fan 19 said that is awesome. So still waiting on a heart-shaped box adaptation.
That'll be so good.
That's when Scott Derrickson initially announced he was doing a Joe Hill project.
Let's not rush it. Let's wait until I've done my movie, and then I'll do it. I'll do heart-shaped box.
Judas Coin, one of my favorite characters from Joe Hill, man. You know, that and the Fireman.
Heart-shaped box is amazing.
Yeah,
I absolutely...
really
it was scary. Yeah, I read it. I actually read that one, yeah.
I remember now.
I really dug heart-shaped box, for sure. A good ghost story, that is, for sure.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm just laughing at my
spoiler alert, the black phone features a black phone. No! Curse you, Michael M. All right, so let's move on to my number 2, which is going to be Terrifier 2. That's right. This is going to be probably a divisive choice. A lot of people really liked Terrifier and Art the Clown. A lot of people really hated Terrifier and Art the Clown. Me, personally, I love scary clowns, and Art, played by David Howard Thornton, who I've had on the channel as an interview before. He's a sweetheart. He's an excellently scary, crazy clown. It was super gory as far as horror movies go.
Does a good Joker.
Pushed the look. Yeah, he's a good Joker too. But they pushed the boundaries of what horror movies show a lot of times nowadays. And I'm so excited about what we get in the second installment of the series, because at the very end of the first one we saw that there are definitely some supernatural aspects, and someone said in a comment earlier that this is going to be a longer movie and it's supposed to explain the supernatural aspects, which all makes me really excited. Even if it was just another base slasher movie with Art killing more people, I'd be excited, but the fact that they're delving deeper and diving into what he is makes me even more excited. So, love him or hate him, I'm super excited about Terrifier 2.
Yeah, I didn't love the first one, honestly, but I think I need to revisit it just to understand a little bit more of the schlockiness that they were going for. It was definitely gory. It's just so much violence on women, man. That's where I just kind of...
Violence on women. Like
Kill
every
dudes!
other horror movie in existence?
I take issue with all of them. Kill more dudes. That's all I'm saying. Anyway.
Are you white knighting for every female that dies in horror movies?
No, but I always feel like there's more women that die than dudes. I don't know. I mean, especially in these
counting those? You counting that balance? Because I would disagree.
Just personal
when
experience.
you include all the horror movies that we watch,
every horror movie of all time.
There's way more male body count than there are female body count, and when you include all horror, this is good. Let's do this. Okay. Let's ask the poll. We're going to poll the audience. So,
how about the first Terrifier movie?
In your he was focused on killing women. Of course. Right. You can't say that he kills women. That's what Art the Clown does.
It's a big trope.
In your experience, who has a higher body count in horror? Oh, this is going to be interesting. Men or women? Oh, this is going to be super interesting.
You need a third option now, too.
Other? Yeah, I know, nowadays.
Piss everybody off.
Ugh, you're right. All right, guys, vote. I want to know your answers to this. In the meantime, let's see. Phil for real excited about us talking about Terrifier. Tom Cabler, never heard of it. Love killer clown movies. Watch Terrifier. Terrifier is a great killer clown movie. Old Darth, did you guys mention the new Scream movie? Yes, we did. Go on back and you'll see that. Ben Grimm, big fan of Art the Clown. Let's see, Cobra Kai. Yeah, just saw Keke Palmer is playing the main villain in Nope. Oh, okay, interesting. Yeah, Gliblob, we talked about Bob Saget earlier. Movie Mike, Kill More Dudes, Fuego, 2024, the Psycho America Needs.
Women are the birth givers.
Phil for real, I'm a black guy, we always die first. I'm not laughing at that, Phil. I have a bad cough right now.
Yeah, I'm dealing with hiccups. It's horrible.
He kills the janitor, doesn't he? I don't know which janitor we're talking about. Look, men's winning. See, in your experience, who has the higher body count, men or women? It is men. Yes, women do get killed, but there's so much more men cannon fodder.
It just affects me that much more and upsets me more seeing women kill. I don't know.
Do you guys hear that? Do you hear the horns? The horns going... All the white knighting coming down the alley.
Oh, bullshit.
All right, so...
This is everybody going off of, moderate memory I mean, I'm talking about over the last, 40, 50 years of horror.
Yeah, me too. There's still way more cannon fodder because there's way more dudes in movies that just get fucking picked off so quickly.
I don't know.
I mean, if you go to, Sorority House Massacre,
that's the kind of stuff I'm talking about.
Yeah, that's mainly centered around women, but when you take horror as in general, it's still way more men because it's always
Prowler,
6 dudes and 3 women, right? This guy. Look, we have people disagreeing and agreeing in the chat.
We can just look at... Okay, take a popular franchise.
Fuego is an enlightened and sensitive man.
I have my moments. I try. I really do. I wish I was feeling better tonight.
Homie says, tough to say. Okay, fair enough. Yeah. We're Homie I've never seen before in the chat, but he decided to chat. Love it. The poll is pretty close. It's 64% based on 22 votes. It's kind of close, but not super close. Charles Lee Ray says, all lives don't matter. Yeah, that I have a shirt that was a Jason... It was a Jason mask and 2 machetes that just said no lives matter.
Yeah, I remember that.
That's a good shirt. Stupefy92, another tag I don't see very much. They're upping the gore in Terrifier 2. Yeah, I believe they are.
Well, I mean, Damien was telling us when we last saw him how much more of a budget they have for this one.
So Fuego name dropping the fact that yes, we do know the director of Terrifier 2. Yes, we do know David Howard Thornton. I mean, I don't like to brag that much, but it's right. I did drop David Howard.
Yeah, come on, man.
All right, so
women scream better. Yeah.
Female deaths bring more of a shock factor than male deaths.
I think Robert's point definitely holds true.
I guess so. Yeah. What Robert said. All right, fair enough. That doesn't mean it happens more often, though. It doesn't mean it happens more often. Hey, I made a live stream, says Movie Talk Plus. All right, now Fuego, you're number 1. We're down to the last 2.
We're right at the very end, yeah.
But we do have some honorable mentions that we can talk about. So, Fuego, your number 1 is what?
It's called Prey. It is a Predator prequel. Makes me wonder, though, because
prequel.
Yeah, there's super hundreds and hundreds of years in the past dealing with a Native American woman who...
Isn't it supposed to be a female predator, too? Isn't that the rumor?
I don't know if it's a female predator.
I heard it was the rumor. If it's a female protagonist, of course it's got to be a female predator.
We'll see.
Chicks on chicks, bro.
Into that. Getting all sapphic and crazy here with all of that business. But
into that.
No, this is one that they kept super secretive for a long period of time, and I've even seen other fellow horror fans that have been like, just put this franchise to death. Whatever. I disagree. I think any new stab at storytelling in the Predator or the Alien or even Prometheus universe, is still worthwhile and holds massive potential because up until the Marvel acquisition, Dark Horse Comics were doing amazing stuff. Significantly better a lot of the time than a lot of the stuff we were seeing on the big screen. And so for this one, it seems like it's holding some similarities with the first AVP book. But I'm very down, hoping it's not something that ends up getting dumped on, some sort of streaming service. Although there has been some talk about it ending up on Hulu, which it's also where the Alien series that they're currently developing is going to end up. But yeah, man, I'm stoked for this, and title is brilliant. It's just the fact that there's that Idris Elba.
Idris Elba Lion movie with the same fucking. Isn't that the one that Megan Fox came out with last year too?
There's another one called Prey.
Prey also, right?
Rented on Redbox.
It was terrible. Yeah.
Sucked. Yeah.
Michael M. Will the female predator have boobs? Asking for a friend. My response was yes, Michael. But where will they be on the Alien? I'd like it if they were back boobs, just to fuck with the male audience.
Well, they tried 3 boobs in the.
Cocks on cocks. All right, Tom. Fair enough.
That too.
Yeah. Let's see. So no, but I do want to touch base on this because this is very exciting for me. However, what we know about the predator race is they come to hunt humans that have combustible weapons, guns, bombs, all of that.
Well,
that's
all
the
we've
sport
seen so far.
Yeah, but like, what sport is there if they show up with fucking laser cannons and all this chick has a bow and arrow and a stick like Aloy from fucking Horizon Zero Dawn? You know what I mean? Like, what the fuck kind of fair bullshit is that? They've
been known in certain Dark Horse comics before
to go against like Vikings with swords and stuff, right?
Yeah. So they have like they will take off certain armor. Not use certain weapons because it's all about.
So they just won't use that. They won't use the red dot, like the red light that's in the poster. Literally,
yeah, they probably will. I'm referring specifically to the comics where the thrill of the hunt.
Female predators with pepperoni nips. Jesus, Eddie D. I hate that's funny to me.
Pepperoni nipples.
I hate that's funny to me. Back boobs would make random groping much easier. Just saying for a friend. What's wrong with our audience, Fuego?
And I didn't even see it coming.
What's wrong with our audience? All right, sorry. Interested to see how the fight scenes go with the Predators since it takes place so far in the past. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Every time they get their ass kicked, they come back with better weapons for the next time. Oh, so you think the Predators are going to just show up in a spaceship with spears? Like they have a spaceship, but they don't have guns yet?
No. They will just relinquish them. It's about the thrill of the hunt.
Right.
Trying to make
they better, though. Bigger. Like, that means they literally need to step out of the ship and, like, look around and go, oh, fuck, I need to leave this behind. I need to leave this behind. Yeah. Let me get rid of this little disc on my arm. Let me get rid of my spear. You know what? I really don't need my self-destruct device, too, because they don't have anything like that. Like, what do they really have?
That's the honorable death, is the self-destruct device.
Sure, but what do they have? Like, it's not fair. Like, it's not fair at all to go against Native Americans or whatever the fuck they are.
Arnie went primal in the OG film, too. Yeah, good point.
Yeah, Arnie went primal, and that's why the Predator couldn't find him. It was because he was all fucking mudded up and he wasn't using his combustible weapons.
Lou actually makes a good point, though. So far back in the past, will the Predators have the same tech?
If they have tech to be in a spaceship to get here, yes. Like, I'm sorry, but they got here. Lou, I love you. You know I love you. But this is what I would say to anyone. If they have the tech to get here, yes, they likely have the tech to kill us as well very easily. Yeah. Like, that's what I'm saying. If we shared the planet with them originally and we just never knew that, okay. Like a side-by-side evolution, fine. But no, Predators are from a different planet. If they can get here, they don't need sticks and rocks. You know what I mean? Like, am I wrong?
No, you're not wrong. You're not wrong. And Ben is even
bare-fisted fighting. Yeah.
Well, no, even Ben, he's like, yeah, they believe in fair. That's why they're invisible.
Right, yeah, exactly. They have cloaking stuff, yeah, but they believe in fair. True.
Although it was one Predator going against a shitload of people.
In the first two, it was one versus everyone, but in Predators it was numerous, and then
two? No,
Predator.
There's only two.
No, in Predators, remember there was a bunch.
I know there was that big one.
Yeah, but most of the small ones got killed by the bigger ones. And that's why she teamed up with the one smaller one that was still around in order to defeat the remaining bigger ones.
Yeah, the big super predator that they
had. Yeah. Which was in both that and the Predator. Like, there was big super predators in both. So that's a question, actually. Let's ask everyone. Guys, are they going to... Oh, let's finish this. Look, men win. After 32 votes, there's definitely more men that die in horror movies than women. Sorry, but you're wrong.
No. I don't think I am, but...
All of us are wrong?
Tens of them. Well,
all of us are wrong.
56
Guys, we're all wrong.
Dude, 56 to 44 is pretty close. So.
Okay, all right, fair enough. But 56%.
I would say survey.
To 44%.
Okay, I would say survey like a specific series. Specific series of slashers are more.
We're not talking about a particular series. We're talking about horror overall.
Dude, they've been making horror movies for over a century. How many tens and tens of thousands, if not hundreds of thousands?
Most of the bodies are boys. It took a long time because they didn't want to kill. They didn't want to kill women in horror movies for a long time.
The final girls.
Yeah, they were the final girls, or they were the daintier species, right, or whatever. Most people that died were men. I'm just saying, like, it's not a personal attack or nothing. Obviously, I understand your point, Cecil, but for the movie's sake, they have to handicap the Predators in some way, otherwise there's no tension. No, I understand that they have to handicap them, but it doesn't make sense that they can fly spaceships here and then they only use whatever to fight these people. Like, the whole point of the original Predator is that he only attacks. She even holds a gun at one point, and then Arnold tells her to drop it.
He doesn't attack the defense,
and she drops it, and so she doesn't get attacked.
Yeah.
So like
well,
well, I understand that, but they're changing what the Predators were as they go along because they don't attack people without heat. Without combustible weapons in those first two movies. So now we're going back, and now they're gonna, but like, dude, they're beefy aliens with technology to get to Earth. They're not gonna lose against Native Americans with bows and arrows and sticks. I like the idea that they're trying something different. It just seems they're gonna have to do a lot of storytelling work to make it make sense to me.
Well, Nate says they carry nukes on their wrists, so how
far that's the self-destruct.
Yeah, how fair of a fight could that ever have been, though?
Well, exactly, that's what I'm saying. Like, but... Anyway...
I mean, how fair of a fight if you go...
It's a very nerdy discussion we're having.
Oh, it is, but I mean...
But what are we here for if not to have nerdy discussions, you know what I mean?
It's like it's the equivalent of my father going and hunting, like, quail or geese or turkeys or something like that in comparison with going hunting like a grizzly bear or something like that. It's like it's a little bit different when the prey can actually turn around and attack. God,
sure, but they're just decked to the nines. You know what I mean? They have all this gear that's part of why the Alien vs. Predator games were always so fun, is because when you play as the Predator, you have like 8 different options. You've got the spear, you've got the disc, you've got the net, you've got your shoulder cannon, you've got just your fists. You know what I mean? You've got all the different visors and stuff. Like, there's no competition when you're going back so far in time.
Tony Tickles makes an interesting...
Here's a Predator movie I want to see. Put the Predator against, like, the future of the Terminator situation, right? Give me future status where armies have been built up, everyone's got guns, and it's a Predator versus that, give me a bunch of Predators versus the human
Predator
race.
Versus Terminator.
You know what I mean? Like, they gotta train squads of Predators. Let's have a squad of Predators come down and get trained in future Earth. Like, that's a story I'd love to see, where Predators are just getting mowed down by our technology, and then they, like, have to come up with the super Predators. You know what I mean? Like, there's so much other stuff that could be interesting, and again, I'm not poo-pooing this movie before it comes out. I'm very interested in it. It's one of my most anticipated too, but I just don't see how it's going to work.
Tony Tickles says something interesting. The Predators don't know the lay of the land, so it is... That's almost like a Vietnam War sort of situation.
Okay, so your victims can hide behind trees better than you. What the fuck does that matter? When you can,
the United States lost the Vietnam War,
if you get wounded as a Predator, you can go and like fix yourself. You have surgery tools on your belt that you can literally do from spear wounds. You know what I mean? Like, there's no... I don't know. It's just it's weird. Now you're talking, bro.
Buffalo
Predator versus
Stampede.
the T-1000. Exactly.
Buffalo Stampede.
Buffalo Stampede the Predators. Yeah. You know what? Let's get a Tremors situation in there where they just get fucking pummeled by shit. Nay, I love this discussion. Yeah, this is the geekiest discussion we've had in a long time.
It is.
But again, that's what we're here for. I love it. I love this kind of talk.
Predators versus Skynet.
The Thing is a perfect example of more men die in horror. Literally, it's a whole movie of just men that die.
Okay, well, what is?
You're right. There's the female, the Slumber Party Massacre, the Descent. You're right, but that's 4 versus like 12. But okay, I get it.
I'm gonna go home and do research.
You do research,
Hopefully
and you're gonna come back with your tail
in
between your legs, going, "You're right."
Well, I'm just not feeling good.
Oh, I'm sorry you're not feeling good. We're still having fun, even though you're not. Guys, Fuego hasn't been feeling great this whole day, so let's shout out to Fuego for muscling through and making it through.
Trying to soldier on.
Honestly, he's been doing a great job. If you guys had seen the amount of... well, you will see the amount of hiccups he had doing the worst and best of, but he's soldiering through, so shout out to him for sure. Booster Seat with a $1 super chat. Thank you very much, Booster Seat. I don't know why I like that name so much, but Booster Seat's a great name. More men die, says Dr. Death. Disney Predator Prey is a clever title. Feel like the Predator story is going backward, but I have positive faith. Okay, fair enough.
It was being developed even before the acquisition, though.
Look at this. Tiff Tot did some look. Some Google results were, in 56 slasher films with 474 victims, it was about equal male to female deaths. But more women survived attacks. Final girls, not boys. Interesting.
It's along the lines of what I would...
Interesting. Fair enough.
No, Michael M., I don't have the sickness, or at least to the best of my knowledge.
No, he doesn't have the Rona. I don't have the Rona either. I just have cold because I took a test yesterday, but I've had the nasal stuff. I get this shit every winter time. I always get sick during the wintertime.
Yeah, unfortunately, same here, whether it's the flu a couple of years ago.
Luckily, it's not Rona, because with my fat ass, I'd fucking probably die from it, so thank goodness I haven't gotten it.
No, I don't feel terrible, but I'm just, like, not in the... I'm just not feeling...
Cobra Kai, big up, Fuego!
Yeah, trying.
From the island! Staff ZX, Black Christmas has more women die than men. Yeah, well, that was all about women... and their sorority house getting attacked.
Those are the sort of examples I was referring to.
Yeah, but there's plenty of movies where it's just men, like The Thing and stuff. Yeah, they're going to balance each other out. Show us your Predator figures. I don't actually have any Predator figures.
I have some at my house.
Yeah, Fuego has some Predator figures. He has some Predator artwork and stuff like that. Fuego's probably, I would say, the bigger fan of Alien and Predator than I am, but... excuse me, I'm so sorry. That was very rude.
You got hate in your heart.
Very rude. He's probably the bigger fan, but I absolutely love them. They're some of my favorite aliens in horror movies. So I just dig talking about it. I think I still have a number one to talk about.
You do, yeah.
So let's move on to that. So my number one is the new Hellraiser movie that is coming. So, guys, here's the thing. Not very long ago, a couple of... Yeah, let's get some details on this, because there's two different things coming this year. There is a Hellraiser movie and then a Hellraiser TV series, both supposedly coming in 2022, both separate from one another.
I wouldn't be surprised if they pushed...
I wouldn't be surprised either, but I mean, only because we saw Child's Play and Chucky do that. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. After they saw the success of Chucky, I'm sure they're way more likely to really buy into the Hellraiser series. But guys, here's the thing. A couple of years ago, we covered every bit of Hellraiser lore that's out there. Mm-hmm. We covered all the movies. We covered all the comics, except for some of the 80s comics, which I have, but we still haven't covered, but I have all of them. And then we have all of the new Hellraiser comics, and then we have all of the Hellraiser books and everything written by Clive Barker. So we've covered all of that. And what I found during that process is that I love the Hellraiser lore. It is scary to me. It still is scary to this day because it deals so heavily with hell and the version of hell that I never want to see myself. Hellraiser and its version of hell is, to me, the worst version of hell that's out there. And I love
aside from Stephen King revival, maybe.
I've never read it, so I don't know. But the hell in Hellraiser is what's always scared me in life as to avoid hell. And the fact that we're getting two new attempts at it that are going to be taking it seriously, because everything up till now has been sequelitis. Everything since Hellraiser Bloodline, which I loved. I love the fourth Hellraiser. The first four movies are excellent, in my opinion. And then a couple of the later ones are still worthwhile. But it was just like diminishing returns for the Hellraiser series before. And now people are involved that I can tell genuinely love the property. You know, between the two different people that are in charge of these different projects.
I just wish they would make the Scarlet
Gospels. You can tell that they care so much. The Scarlet Gospels would be so expensive. So expensive. But if they can build up the lore and do it right, who's to say that couldn't be 2 seasons, 2 or 3 movies down the line?
And that would probably actually make more sense to make that as a series.
It would. Let's do the Hellraiser cinematic universe, because then you could relaunch the stuff with Harry D'Amour, right? All of that stuff, the Lord of Illusions and everything.
Is the dude from Quantum Leap still
I don't know if he's still kicking? No, but we wouldn't bring him back into it. Let's relaunch it. Yeah. No, he's too old. Let's relaunch it. Let's do a new Harry D'Amour. Let's do a new assistant. Let's do all of that stuff. Let's build the Hellraiser universe. Yes, we won't get Doug Bradley back as Pinhead, but just like with Freddy Krueger, we have to be willing to move on eventually. 30 years from now, people are still going to want more Hellraiser, and Doug Bradley is going to, look, if he's not, he's a wizard. But 30 years from now, Doug Bradley's going to be gone, and we're going to need a new Pinhead. And people aren't going to be able to say, get Doug Bradley back.
We have a new Pinhead now.
Just like they're not going to be able to say, get Robert Englund back for Freddy eventually. Yeah. Yes, now we have the supposedly male Pinhead for the series and the female Pinhead for the movie. Correct?
I'm looking at
the genderless Pinhead, because in the original Hellbound Heart, he wasn't Pinhead wasn't technically male or female, but it did say it had more female features, is what it said in the book.
Yeah. So Bruckner, the guy who did The Night House, is the one who was doing the feature, which is going to debut exclusively on Hulu, and Jaime Clayton is
Jaime Clayton, who is a transgender actress.
Really?
Oh, you didn't know that?
Did not know that.
Yeah, no. So they cast a transgender actress to play Pinhead, who is supposed to technically be genderless. So I actually am on board for it. I think it's great.
Choice.
It's great. It's
really
bringing the series into 2022. It's giving an opportunity to a transgender actress that may or may not have gotten such an opportunity previous to it, and it fits the story. Like, I'm about this. And again, I love Hellraiser because hell is scary to me in the Hellraiser universe.
Amen, man.
And I can't help but be excited for what we're getting. Yeah, Cobra Kai, we shouted out Bob Saget earlier in the stream. So yeah, exactly. Last month I had the hiccups for like 6 days straight. I get it. Oh god, don't say that, Nay. Fuego freak out. Wow, Pinhead is clearly male who has sexual fantasies. Yeah, in the movies, yes.
Yeah.
But in the original book that the movies are based off of, Pinhead was not male. I'm sorry, but the original material, the Hellbound Heart, Pinhead was not male. So you are operating based on what you've seen in the movies,
and it's one of
not based on what it actually is.
And it's one of the reasons for Jamie's casting.
David Goyer is involved. You know what? David Goyer also did Blade. So, like, I'm always going to hold out hope for David Goyer.
He's 50-50 for me. He's done some stinkers, man. But
he has, but he's done some good stuff.
Yeah, he did some great stuff with X-Men, but then some horrible stuff with them, so...
Stav ZX says, that's something I never liked. Characters are held back because of the actors. They shouldn't have to do something like retire a character because the original actor is elderly. Exactly. Just because Robert Englund is old doesn't mean there needs to be never another Freddy. That's so stupid. Robert Englund created Freddy so that he would be immortal. It's an insult to those actors to stop the characters because they're not in it. They want to see their legacies continued after a fashion. Yeah. It's not like everyone's going to forget that Robert Englund played the original Freddy. It's not like anyone's going to forget that Doug Bradley played the original Pinhead. So I don't understand that sort of grasp on that kind of thing. I just don't get it.
I'm with you.
Booster Seat, and Pinhead has fetishes in Hellraiser Part 1, so he has a man's chest, not women nipples. Yeah, you're talking about a movie that was made. This is a different adaptation of the original source material.
They're also big into body modification and that
Clive Barker should make it clear. Why should Clive Barker make it clear? What does it matter if he's a female or a male or genderless?
Yeah,
Clive Barker is gay. What does he have to prove to anyone by making it one way or another? Who cares? Whether he's male or female, it doesn't make him more or less scary. The fact that he's genderless is actually more scary than anything because it doesn't matter. It's this evil entity. And I'm not coming down on you, Booster. I'm just curious as to your thinking on it because it's like, what does it matter? Okay, we got another...
Yep, I was going to say.
Get rid of... Goodbye, Loveface. You are a jackass.
Peace out.
Robert Englund will always be a legend, but you have to be able to move on. Agreed.
Yeah, 100%.
Jordan Lloyd. What's up, Jordan? I haven't seen your name in a bit. I'm always in favor of recasting a character so we can continue than just eliminating a character altogether. Exactly.
Yeah. Especially as iconic.
There's always room for new Cenobites. Don't just have Pinhead only. Yeah, they won't just have Pinhead only by all means.
Yeah, I would imagine we're gonna get a nice.
We're gonna get a nice.
I mean, especially with the series
group of Cenobites. Yeah, Cenobites are like the Cenobites are almost like a reason for them to make the movies because you can make these really cool fucking freaky characters that stand the test of time and are cosplayed and have their own stories that you can eventually explore and stuff like that.
Yes, indeed.
Pennywise is really a female. Stupefy 92. You're absolutely right.
Yeah.
Pennywise the clown is a female alien. You're absolutely right. Yeah. Goyer wrote Nolan's Batman Begins and The Dark Knight. Have faith. I love Hellraiser. All in. Agreed. That's what I'm saying. Goyer has had his hands on a lot of really good stuff.
They should have Man in the Box
by Alice in Chains as soundtrack. I agree. If they haven't done that yet, they've really been missing out.
They haven't, so that would be nice and tongue-in-cheek.
Yeah, it doesn't matter at this point. The series is about dead. You're not wrong, Booster. You're not wrong. The series is about dead at this point. You're not wrong. A fidget spinner Cenobite. You know what? I wouldn't put it past them. All right, so let's get into some of our honorable mentions. What do you say, Fuego?
There's not really a lot of, unfortunately.
Okay. There was a couple. So, one I wanted to mention is I'm interested, not excited about, but interested in Halloween Ends. I want to see how they finish it. I liked Halloween 2018. I hated Halloween Kills. I really hope they can stick the landing with Halloween Ends.
Yeah, and I didn't like the second one either.
Yeah.
So that's kind of about where I'm at. Sorry that...
The hiccups are back.
Yeah, they're back. And
we're almost done, though.
I'm having some heartburn.
You've done quite a good job. You've done quite a good job.
No, I couldn't stand the mob mentality in the second act of the previous film. I can give them props for getting grisly and gory, more so than you actually saw with, a lot of other stuff that that Michael ever did. But nonetheless, I'm not holding my breath. And even I've tried to hold my breath.
You've been trying to hold your breath
to get rid of this shit. But yeah, man, Evil Dies Tonight. Yeah. So funny that.
Yeah, the Merkins are amazing.
I'm not. It's not of any sort of major anticipation for me, but I'll obviously watch it. So.
The other one I wanted to mention is one that we are hesitant to mention because it ties into a creator that we don't want to give any credit to. However, they say that he's not involved in this particular entry. However, if he created the original property, he gets back-end money from it. So, I'm talking about Jeepers Creepers Reborn. So, they are relaunching the series with a whole new director. It is no longer Victor Salva, and it's supposed to be a new story. It's still the Creeper. It's still got his truck.
Awakening in a festival and
right.
Concert
it doesn't have to do with the shit that we've seen before, in other words.
Yeah, and it's still not been dated either.
Still not been dated, but it was supposedly done. It's supposedly been done. It was supposed to be
done since October.
Right, it was supposed to be released. Everyone thought it was going to release in October of last year.
That was the tentative dates, at least, but they just have...
They've pushed it back.
I would imagine stigmas...
Is it stigmas, or do you think they're trying to build anticipation for it? Do you think not enough people know about it because they haven't been able to pay for marketing?
Well, 3 sucked so bad, though.
3 was awful.
Left a bad
3
taste
is one of the worst. 3 is one of the worst entries in a franchise, and that's including the Halloween movies, the Texas Chainsaw movies, the Freddy movies.
Great.
3 is just an awful entry into a franchise, period.
It was one of the most amusing theater experiences.
1 and 2 were great. I loved 1 and 2.
I kind of prefer 2, actually.
Yeah, they're both amazing movies.
Yeah, they're both very good.
Director notwithstanding. But the third movie was trash. And but I like the lore. I like the idea of this fucking creature that travels the Midwestern countryside in his truck and just murders people. It's not unlike, the Wrong Turn movies were, or the Rest Stop movies, or
very direct-to-video.
Joyride, the Joyride movies, right? Terror on the Highway, The Hitcher, that kind of thing. I like that kind of movie.
I love the first.
And Jeepers Creepers really nailed the first 2, but the third one sucked. But I'm interested in the fourth one, in spite of the Victor Salva of it all. So. Have you seen Broken or films from Dimension Extreme? Yes, I have all of those. I have the Films to Die For from every year. I have all of those. Thank you for the $2 super chat, Darklight. Yes.
Yeah, I was going to say.
I do like those. I mean, Dimension Extreme has put out some really bad stinkers as well.
It was a small imprint for a while.
Right.
Direct-to-video sort of shit.
They did some good stuff.
Well, they did that.
They put out Inside. The original Inside was a Dimension Extreme.
Yeah, they also did a Children of the Corn entry.
Oh, I think you're right. Yeah. Movie Mike, damn, I'm feeling bad for Fuego. Take care, bro. Yeah, we'll cut it off here pretty soon. Here, best horror of all time for me was the original Martyrs. That's so good to me. What an experience. See, I watched Martyrs. I don't remember it. I don't remember what happened at the end of Martyrs, and then I watched Frontiers, which was supposed to be another. That's a French one, right? That's supposed to be really heavy. I don't remember what happened in that at all. I remember what happened in the Serbian film because that was a better movie than I thought it was going to be. And we didn't watch the extreme version of it, but yeah, I don't remember Martyrs or Frontiers. I really need to rewatch those, honestly. if the Creeper is done right, apparently the story is at a horror con setting. Oh no, that could go either way.
It is. Yeah, it's a horror con slash.
So the Creeper is going to be walking around the con floor. That I'm not okay with.
Yeah, I'm not sure. Well, it's supposed to be.
This fucking person is still
supposed to be like an outdoor festival sort of thing, from what I understand.
Jackass.
But.
All right, let's see. Dylan's New Nightmare 2022. Yeah, that's the whole idea, Elise. We're trying, but right now we just put out an update on the page that we're still waiting for the border to open up. It started to open up in November, and then it closed shut again in December. So we're waiting for the border to open up before we can finally film it. But it is happening. Everyone is ready and waiting to go. So that is happening. Fuego, did you have any other anticipated that you were wanting to talk about?
No,
nope.
Unfortunately, with
all right.
the fact that I'm struggling to talk, it's not going so well. So.
Fair enough. All right. So we'll go ahead and call it here, you guys. Thank you so much for joining us. This has been most people we've had on a stream in a while. So thank you for sitting through and let us know what your thoughts are in the comments down below. We greatly appreciate you. Stay tuned again this coming Friday or Thursday. I'm not sure. Depends on when we actually do the review. You'll see our review of Scream 5. And then next Sunday, you will see our best of 2022, followed by our worst of 2022 the next week, along with our best horror TV of 2021. I was talking about 2021. You guys understand what I mean. But all of that is coming in the very near future, along with Elevator Pitch number 4, which is currently scheduled to be the third Sunday of the month, if we can, or the second to last Sunday of the month, and it's supposed to be up against Chauncey K. Robinson. So it should be good fun. Hopefully we can do it this month, and we don't have to push till next month, but if we have to, we'll handle it. I'll keep you guys in the loop, indeed. So thank you guys so much for watching. If you enjoyed the video, click the like button and subscribe. We greatly appreciate if you do so. Until next time, though, I've been Cecil Laird.
Gracias, Jaime Fuego.
And remember,